How's it going, everyone? It is Tuesday, August 6th, 2024. Let's take a look at the picks from the last video. First, we had a HIMS earnings time spread. So I wasn't able to get the fill on the spread, but the 1750 calls running at about anywhere from 15 to 20 cents. And if you look at the IV Crush today, they're running at about a 35-cent credit. So you certainly had a chance somewhere over here to take about 50% or even more on that trade. So that is a very nice win for an earnings time spread. The other pick I gave yesterday, let's take this guy out, was DLTR. So I liked the relative weakness in DLTR yesterday, and I wanted to see us kind of crack down through this low of the day. And we kind of got that close right around here, 1250, maybe 12, maybe 1 o'clock. So you get in, if you get in somewhere here, any of these three candles, you're in good shape. And I actually would have taken, my plan was actually to take some profits into strength on this setup. So obviously we know we have a great T1. A little bit of a choppy M5, but it was very weak while the market was rallying up higher, and it started to accelerate. Looks like it hit a pocket of buyers here. So even if you got a good entry again, you had the chance to scratch out of your trade. In any one of these three candles, you could scratch out of your trade. So if you had a more aggressive approach to the trade, you had a chance to scratch out. If you had a very quick and nimble approach, I would have taken profits at the close right here. Get in around 1996.21. Take my profits at 95.66. That's a nice 50-cent move, or even 60-cent move on a $3 ATR stock. So would be pretty happy with that move. I didn't want to press my luck on a day like this. Just didn't quite know how the price action would shape up. All right. Bullish pick I gave on the long side here, LTH. Yesterday had a beautiful, nice run. Ended up compressing for the rest of the day, but holding up pretty well considering that the market had a late day sell-off. As you can see over here, we kind of closed below VWAP, got a little bit closer to the low of the day, held all the gains, and then it surged up and is continuing that trend. So LTH still looking pretty good on the long side here. But didn't end up actually setting up for the day trade because the market bias had changed at the time, and our stock bias had also changed, become a little bit more. It was still relatively strong, but we had made a pretty big move on the open, and there was just not a lot of meat on the bone. You notice I was taking the trade earlier, and then I saw this high volume doji. This is a nice clue that we might be in for a relative high, and that's what we got for the rest of the day. All right, ASTS. This is the pick that we still had from yesterday. Stock is holding up pretty well, but not bouncing with the market too much. Compressing here for a little bit. There's still some sellers. So I actually ended up taking a small loss on this yesterday, somewhere around here. To me, the stock was giving back some of the gains here, was getting relatively weak while the market was going down. I wasn't a huge fan of that, and I figured I would just take my small lumps. Now, I did have a chance to profit over here. I did have a chance to make a small profit here. But initially in the morning, I wanted to see this stock. I like the strength. I wanted to see the stock kind of grind a little bit higher. And I think the clue that I missed was that while the stock over here at 1225 was moving up higher, this stock was getting flat. It was flatlining here. So that is the clue that we are losing our relative strength. We had a deep retracement, double top marginal high. So that was actually the clue that I missed on ASTS to take a decent profit. And then the stock started to give away some of the gains. So that was a trade that I probably could have taken the win on looking back, but had some improvements to make on my trade management there. So ASTS is a loss. We're officially closed through all of the July trades. I'm going to try to get a video out sometime this week on the July monthly trade recap. Let's take a look at what the market is doing today. So take a look at our D1 here. after some heavy sell off from the news. Huge candle over here, huge R vol candle. Market's climbing back up, and we are inching back forward or filling in some of this gap, potentially going to test that 100-day SMA. And that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see a test that 100-day SMA, and I want to see a stall here for a couple of days or have a weak test. And then once this move starts to weaken a little bit, maybe we see some LPT days, maybe 2 or 3 LPT days. That's when I want to get in on my swing shorts. I want to take advantage of the entire move down, which means that I actually want to get in a little before the candles. So I'm going to give it 1 or 2 more days before I start entering some short side trades or trades on the short side, because I'm okay with taking a little bit of heat, but I think I can still wait a little bit, get a little bit clearer signal on some relative weak shorts without having to miss this chunk of the move. We're still kind of early in this upcycle here. So long-term fundamental bias, again, I'm still mildly bullish. I don't think we're going to get a recession. I don't think, if that changes, that changes, but I don't feel that picture is fully on the table yet. Technically, I am bearish here. Again, we formed that double top, lower high. We've had heavy selling, strong selling, heavy volume, very deep retracement. Selling happens very quickly, and we had a major technical breakdown through these upward sloping trend lines, through the 50 SMA, the AV WebQ, and the 100-day SMA. And we erased pretty much all of this light volume rally, right? All of this light volume rally was erased. So that should tell you, the nature of this move down. On a shorter term time frame, I'm a little bit mildly bullish because we are getting a bit of a bounce. So that tells us that, hey, we're getting a little bit of a bounce, but the long-term market bias is bearish. That means a shorting opportunity on the swing side is setting up. Keeping an eye on Uber here as I'm in that trade. Now, on an intraday bias, also mildly bullish for the day. You can see that after yesterday, we got a gap up. We got a nice move to the upside, making a new high of the day. Sellers came in. We got a little bit of a poke down. We gave away some of these gains. Tested VWAP here. We got a nice strong bounce from buyers. And now we're kind of waffling around at the high of the day. This is a bit of a juncture. Now, we're not getting a very deep retracement immediately, which is a sign of strength. But we're also not getting a ton of liftoff right now. I think we're absorbing some of the selling pressure. And to me, this is a little bit bullish because we're testing this level here. Test, test, test. Hammer, tail, right? Tail, tail, tail. We get these little tiny body candles. So that tells us that buyers and sellers are fighting out. And it actually tells us that buyers are supporting this move that looks like it should have been a pullback, but it's not quite. We didn't get a deep door slam. We didn't get a major retracement here, getting some tiny body candles. So I'm still waiting to see what happens. I have this upward sloping trend line here. So if we can breach that on a long red candle, close below this level right here, 525.52, I think that would be a signal to get short. I'd like to see us make a new high of the day relatively soon, probably within the next 3 or 4 candles. That would tell me that we're on the right side. If we start to compress for a little bit longer, would have me a little bit more cautious, I would say, more leading to get out of my positions. So that's what I see right now in the market. Mildly bullish, but I'd only day trade the long side. I would not take any aggressive longs here. Let's take a look at some picks for today. A couple of picks that I like. First one on the short side is HES. Here's the D1 chart for that. Super strong or super weak stock here, breaking down post earnings here. Already made a big chunk of the move, so there's not a ton of meat on the bone. I have an alert set at the low of the day. You can see it compresses, drops, compresses, and then I think we'll get into the next drop. So this pop higher might be enough to pull in some sellers here who want to short in at that price. We're breaking through a little bit of intraday resistance here at these tails. So I have an alert set the low of the day. If we can get that, then I think we'll be in good shape. That's one of the shorts I like. A couple of longs here that I like as well. LTH. Oh, there's ZI. Let's take a look at this before we go. Yeah, look at this guy. Ooh, there's a major trend line coming up on ZI, maybe hitting that level right there. So not crazy about this, but beautiful breakdown on that stock. Couple picks I like today on the long side. LTH is a nice pick. Again, grinding up higher above that high from its earnings candle. So I like what I see here. Still got a little bit of strength in this stock. We got a couple of high volume candles coming in here. So I want to get in on perhaps a dip, a rebound after this dip. If we get another one, then I would be pretty happy with that. There is SPY here trying to pop up. I am in Uber long here. Now, Uber isn't your typical, I'd say, trading setup in terms of the D1 chart. Pretty terrible D1 chart, but considering what happened yesterday and that we have an earnings catalyst, I know Uber is going to be doing its own thing. It had some nice relative strength during this market bounce. So I actually want to see it pop up a little bit more here. And if it can't, then I'm going to take my small profits and get to the sidelines. But I like this little bid check over here, grind it up higher, got through this level, nice, steady, tiny candles over here. I like this steady price action. Very similar to MU a couple days ago. So just looking for a nice little win on this trade. And I may take it at the end of this candle. GoDaddy, very nice stock. I think Dave took this earlier in the chat. Beautiful strength, post-earnings strength. Stock has been rallying here. Not getting a lot of buying on this candle. I'm keeping an eye on this candle here because if we start to get a little bit extended, I wonder if sellers are going to kind of smack this down like we got this move here. So I may not be as keen to get in on that. KVU, nice post-earnings move here. Maybe hitting a little bit of resistance there. Let's see what this chart's looking like. Yeah, it's just got to get through this high of the day. As you can see, the move might be done. It made a huge move up for this stock. Defensive stocks don't make this kind of move typically, so pretty big. U was very, very nice, giving back a few of the gains here. Looks like it's hitting some of that trend line here. You can see we get a gap up, beautiful, nice grind higher. Now we're getting the pullback. I think we'll get one more leg higher before this stock kind of wanes. Hey, there's Uber popping up nicely. Nice high volume candle here. So yeah, I think should hopefully hit my target here. Just gonna let it do its thing. Yeah, that's it for today. So if I had to give a pick, I think it would either be GoDaddy or LTH. I am undecided at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to go with LTH, I think. I like it a little bit. I'm going to go for it again. We'll see if we get the pick. We're not sure yet. And we're going to keep our eyes out for any sort of weak charts. One that I like is Qualcomm. So Qualcomm is bouncing a little bit, but it's really unable to get through that 200-day SMA. So I'd like to see a couple of tails over here at this level. I'd like to see it kind of pause here. That would tell me that that resistance is in, and I would feel pretty comfortable shorting that next leg lower. You can get a pretty nice move on that. So that's what I'm looking for. I like Qualcomm. If we look at some of our D1 charts I mentioned in my Sunday video, and I just sort to the weak charts over here, Dell, pretty weak here. Not really rallying with the market, so I like what I see in this stock. We have some time before earnings. Ulta, also very weak. This chart is going to load. So as it slows, just keep an eye out for your strong D1 charts and your weak D1 charts, especially those weak D1 charts. You want to see stocks that over the next couple of days they don't really bounce with the market. This August 5th candle will be a pretty big clue. A lot of stocks are going to be gapping down and rallying. You'll get that bullish engulf. So not a lot of stocks are going to withstand that. I want to see if there's any stocks that kind of ignore that. So I think Ulta is going to be one of them. All right. So I think that's it. I'm not going to wait for this chart to load. It might take a second, but keep an eye out for some weak stocks. Run some bearish scans at the time here. We're going to vet out a lot of fake guys here that fell down with the market and really zero in on the stocks that are truly, truly weak. Thanks for watching, everyone. We will take a look. Oh, also, I think I forgot to mention earnings time spread of the day here. VFC. We have a nice, very low times exceeded, good difference, good option, implied volatility, good price here, about 15 bucks. So VFC I like quite a bit, and we're also going to take that as a earnings time spread. So to recap, VFC earnings time spread, LTH day trade long, and we have Hess as a day trade short. Again, if both of these scenarios start to set up. All right, that's it for today. I'll catch you all in tomorrow's video.